Welcome to the debut episode of Sports Mecca One-on-One, everybody. I'm your host, Cory Sanning, and I'm here with all SEC wing Admiral Schofield, forward for your Tennessee Volunteers. Admiral, how's it been, man? It's been a long time since I've seen you last.
Yeah, it's been good, man. I've been working really hard. The team's been working really hard. We're really focused on what we need to do this year. We're trying to bring home some hardware.
Speaking of, we're going to go back to your beginnings, man. Speaking of the hardware, just talk about that. We've all heard basketball players who put the ball in your crib. What was that moment like for you?
Well, for me, my dad put me right on Michael Jordan when I was younger. So coming up, I was watching a lot of Michael Jordan tapes and movies and different things and highlights of Michael Jordan. And it just made me fall in love with the game. I always loved basketball. Even though soccer is my favorite sport, I've always loved basketball. And it's just something that I can find a safe haven in. It's like my getaway when stuff is going wrong, but also when things are going good, I'm always in here too. So the biggest thing for me, I would say that my dad was the one who really put the ball in my career.
And you came here to UT, you started your career out here, mostly playing in the low post. Can you talk about the transition to the wing last year? Was it difficult at all? It seemed like you adjusted pretty well.
Well, I was recruited to be, I played point guard and shooting guard in high school, so when I got here, I was just trying to find a way on the floor, and the 5 spot was open, and I was big enough, and I was tough enough, so I just wanted to find a way on the floor any way I could. Because it doesn't matter what position you play in basketball. If you're doing the same things, rebounding, playing defense, and scoring the ball, doesn't matter if you're at the point, doesn't matter if you're at the center position. You're being effective on the floor. So for me, it was just getting minutes. And last year, adjusting to the wing, it wasn't hard because that's what I've been doing since I was younger, so it wasn't that hard.
And you and Grant at Vanderbilt last season, you guys combined for 59 points. And I have to ask you, is there any better feeling in basketball than shutting up an opposing crowd?
No, it really isn't. You get the juices flowing, but it's even better when it's Vandy because we don't like Vandy, Florida, Georgia, Kentucky. We don't like any of those guys. So biggest thing for us, man, was just going in and doing just that. Every time we play at Vandy, we want to leave Vandy here in Rocky Top instead of hearing the Commodores fight song. So the biggest thing for us, man, we're going to continue working hard. Guys are down there right now and just, go on the floor and execute.
And take me back to February 6th. Rupp Arena, primetime night game, Kentucky fans going crazy. Yeah. Tennessee hadn't won a game there since 2006, let alone sweep Kentucky in the regular season. What were the emotions like from start to end of that game? I remember the atmosphere. What was it like for you all?
Well, for us, it was another game in the SEC. It was going to be a tough game, but it made it a little bit more because, for us, Kentucky's our rival. We want what they've got, and that's a winning program, national championship caliber program, and that's what we're trying to establish here. And for us going into that arena, that was just another stepping stone and towards one of our goals, and that's becoming one of those top programs in the country. So going in with that mindset, going in, being locked in and executing the game plan, even when adversity hits, you still got to keep fighting. And Lamonte shot at the end, and Bowden still at the end, and my finish. I mean, it's nothing sweeter than that to do in the Rupp Arena. And
I know I asked you after the SEC tournament if that loss to Kentucky in the title game was the worst. Can you go through your mind what was going through your mind with that shot against Loyola?
Honestly, I still haven't even. I probably won't ever watch that game again. But it was my first time watching the SEC tournament game a couple of days ago, actually, because those 2 games I felt like I could have done a little bit more myself. But also, it's just hard to fight through those things when you get right to where you want to be, and all the hard work you're putting in, and it pays off to that point, but you don't execute in the end. So it was just tough to realize, we still got ways to get better, but we took that as a team and just came in, put our heads down, didn't really hang our hat on it, but we definitely didn't forget it. We came in and everyone's been hard at work, and I'm excited to see what they do this season.
And being a student of the game as you are, we've seen it many times in the NBA with teams like the Heat in 2012. You had North Carolina. They use these losses as motivation. How much have you guys used that as motivation? How much is that on your mind when you get up early in the morning and go run? When you come here to put up early or put up late shots, how much has that been on the mind of your mind as well as your teammates?
Well, see, I think it's different for us because for us it's just all about doing our job. And at the end of the day, the reason we lost is because we didn't execute and doing our job. I don't think we take it as any motivation other than what we're trying to do, and that's compete and be the best team on the floor every night. And we know that once we take it step by step in that aspect, we get opportunities to be in championship games and be on the big stage. So for us, it's just step by step. We can't worry about what happened last year, but we can't forget about what happened last year. We have to learn, but I wouldn't say that's our motivation. I think our motivation is just playing hard for each other, representing this university the best way we can, but also going out and compete for championships, because that's where we want to be, and that's the type of program we want to be going forward once I leave here. and we want to be a national championship contender every year. You know, we want to get 5-star recruits. We want to get the best players in the country. So this is what we're doing now to establish that for the future. So the biggest thing for us is beyond, you know, Loyola. It's beyond Kentucky, but it's more so about what we're doing, what we're trying to do here as a program, as our coaching staff is trying to do, and as what we're trying to do as a team, and that's just win.
And heading into the last season, your teammates raved about your work ethic throughout the summer, and you seemed as confident as ever.
Yeah.
What's your confidence and comfort level like this season compared to last? Because, like I said, you had one of your best collegiate season. How you feel this year?
For me, I continue to put the work in, so I'm confident in my ability. I know that with reps, you know, comes production. So for me, I just continue to put in the reps, but I'm not worried about my performance. This year is really more about me making other guys better. How can I be an example for guys, but also be a mentor? You know, when things are going wrong for me, you know, there's going to be times. How do I respond? You know, do I make someone else better? Do I encourage someone else better? Can I make that big step in saying, you know, maybe this guy needs to be in right now because he's being more effective? But at the same time, can I never get to that point? That's my motivation is, you know, can I bring it every night? You know, every night is just unstoppable relentlessness on the floor for 40 minutes, just attacking the other team, attacking the glass, attacking them, driving the ball, being a great knockdown shoot guy, catch and shoot guy, and, you know, stand within who I am. And for me, I'm seeing, I really know who I am as a player, even more than last year. So, you know, just staying within who I am and being confident, but also continue to put the work in. For me, you know, working is fun. I love competing. So my biggest thing is being prepared.
And I know you guys always have high expectations for yourself, but this is the first year where you guys come in with lofty outside expectations. You guys fluctuate anywhere between 3rd and 5th in preseason polls. How do you guys handle that? Or is there anything you think about, or is it something you just tune out? Is that just outside noise?
Honestly, we don't pay any attention to it because we know any given night, especially in this conference, you can be beat. And it's very competitive. Basketball is a very competitive sport. I mean, even D2, D1 low major, the teams that, you know, we played to start up the season, those teams can come in and beat us at any point in time. So we got to be on our P's and Q's from the get-go. The biggest thing for us is just, are we going to play our style of basketball consistently for 40 minutes? And that's our biggest job. It's not worrying about who steps on the floor, it's just how are we going to perform. I think when we start worrying about others is when, you know, things don't go our way. When we continue to worry about ourselves and what we need to do and doing our job to the fullest is when we're most successful.
And talk to me about you and Grant, your relationship. We see you guys on the court, really close. Is it like that off the court?
Well, honestly, off the court, you know, when I as close as we are on the court, because me and Grant have 2 different schedules. We have just 2 different interests, 2 different personalities, but as a group, we're tight as ever. I mean, as a group, we hang out together more. So at the same time, even though we come on here, we're tight. You know, that chemistry on the floor is a lot different than what's off the floor. For me, I'm a little older than these guys, so I just stay in my room and play FIFA and, you know, watch movies and chill and just come in here and shoot late night. So, you know, different things that guys do. You know, like guys like to go to the movies, guys like to eat, and, you know, Grant loves Catan and board games and things like that. And I'm just not into that. You know, that's just me. But when we come here, we're all one. But also when we're off the floor, we're all one as well. We're always, you know, together doing things.
You talked about FIFA. You got a favorite team?
Well, my favorite team is Juventus. It's always been, but I'm even happier now. We got Ronaldo.
I remember when you recognized my Liverpool shirt at Media Day last year.
Oh, yeah. And I'm a big Manchester United fan.
Nice. And can you talk to me about what was it like going through the NBA draft process this summer? You worked out for multiple teams. What was it like? Was it surreal walking into a practice gym, looking down at yourself wearing the gear? Was it surreal at all?
Well, for me, you know, before I started the process, I was very nervous. And that was the first time, because I don't get nervous, and that's when I was kind of a little worried. I was like, I didn't know why I was nervous, but I was in here working, continued to work, and started off with OKC first, and I got that one out the way. I got the jitters out the way, and you know, it was eye opening. In the moment, I didn't realize that, you know, I have Oklahoma City Thunder gear on, or Celtics gear on, or Milwaukee Bucks gear. You know, I wasn't thinking that. I was just thinking this is another opportunity to get better. This is another opportunity to show who Admiral Schofield is, and also, you know, further my brand. You know, really show what Admiral can do off the floor, who Admiral is as a person. You know, talking to GMs and, you know, really getting to know them. So it was just another opportunity for me to, you know, really showcase myself, but also showcase what Tennessee has to offer as well. And it was just like being an outlet for, you know, scouts to come in the gym. You know, even though that I'm the one that went through the process, you know, them coming to see me, they get to see my teammates, which is even a bigger plus for me. So really just you know, representing the university well, my family well, and myself.
And I gotta ask you, was there one standout memory that you have from that process? Was there one time maybe one of the coaches pulled you aside, said something to you, pumped you up along the way? What was that one standout memory you can think?
Well, I got two really.
Two?
I went and worked out for the Celtics, and Danny Ainge. I used to watch Danny Ainge go against Michael Jordan, him being feisty. So when Danny came in the gym, it was just surreal to see him in person, and him to know me off the bat. You know, him to say my name and shake my hand and really know a lot about me and hold conversation with me outside of just basketball, ask me about my family, different things like that. It was surreal for me because, you know, growing up, watching those Michael Jordan highlights, always seeing Danny Ainge on the Suns and, you know, Danny Ainge on the Celtics. And, you know, it was just amazing to be in that situation. But also working out for the Cavaliers during their Eastern Conference run, seeing how those players take care of their bodies, you know, different workouts they're doing, how focused they are before they get on the plane and go on the road, different opportunities they have as far as nutrition. You know, they have their own chef that works in the facility, things like that, just seeing how they, you know, carry themselves and operate, but also seeing those guys like LeBron James and, you know, J.R. Smith, and seeing those guys in person and realizing how close I really am, but how far I have to come. You know, it was really surreal for me.
And I want to piggyback on that. Talk to me about LeBron for a second, because you've had a lot of people around here that mention you and the likes of your physicality and your ability on the wing. Do you study any of his game? Is there anything you try to take away?
Yeah, LeBron is definitely my favorite player. You know, all of his, the way he plays the game, you know, he plays the game the right way. When he gets two people on him, he's passing the ball. He's always looking to make other guys better. I know I'm not the next LeBron James or anything like that, but having that mentality and that playing style and that willingness and that leadership is always a good thing. And also who he is off the floor. I mean, LeBron's made it very hard for you now to be what they quote unquote call the dumb athlete. Nowadays you have to be educated. You have to know, you know, how to carry yourself. You know, you got to understand that character is important. What you do off the floor is important. So, you know, him being a role model as well, you know, more than just an athlete, he's amazing all around as a man. So, I mean, I look up to him. I've been looking at him since I was younger, but also, for me, I look up to guys like Russell Westbrook, you know, Damian Lillard, Carmelo Anthony, you know, different guys like that. Devin Booker is actually one of my favorite players, young players. So just, you know, pulling stuff from different guys, but also understanding that I got to be the best version of Admiral Schofield too. You know, I can't go out and say I'm trying to be like LeBron James. I got to go be myself and do what I can do. So, but at the same time, you know, he's probably the biggest role model I have.
And you talk about role models and mentors. Can you talk to me about Coach Barnes for a second? Just what's the experience been like playing under him since you've got here? How's he helped you grow as a player and as a man?
Well, as a player, he's pushed me to my limits. He's seen me at my highs and seen me at my lows. One thing I can say about Coach Barnes, he's consistent on every aspect. I mean, he comes in every day. You know what you're going to get from hard coaching. Someone who loves you, but he's going to, you know, really teach you and show you how you can get better. And as a man, you know, he's always been a great man himself. He's a godly man. I'm a Christ follower as well. So just to have that role model as a coach is amazing. And plus, I mean, anytime you come in this gym, our coaches are pretty much lined up, sitting in here chilling, waiting on somebody to get a workout. So it's always good to see our coaches every day, not just have to go to their offices, which we never do anyway. But Coach Barnes' office is right there. Being able to see him every day and, you know, really learn from him and understand how he sees things and the way he wants for us. And it's just amazing that, you know, these 4 years have gone by so fast, but I've learned a lot and matured a lot.
And this is the last one, man. If you just repeat after me and fill in the blank. The greatest thing about the game of basketball is?
The greatest thing about the game of basketball is the connections and relationships you make with others.
Well, that wraps up the first episode of Sports Mecca One-on-One, everybody. That is Admiral Schofield. I'm Cory Sanning. Thank you so much for joining me, man.
Appreciate it.
And we'll see you guys next time.